this is Solo P1. This is episode 1 of the 2023. Actually, it's the first episode, full stop, of the debrief. Debrief episode 1, Bahrain. If you followed me for a long time, usually I'll do the qualifying review, recorded, and then I'll do the race day review, recorded, and that's it, done. But now I'm adding something different. I'm taking away the qualifying review recorded, taking away the race day review recorded. I am doing a debrief. So qualifying, as soon as the qualifying finishes on the Saturday, I'll be doing a live qualifying reaction. It could last between 5 to 10 minutes. It's just my first reaction, my first opinion on the qualifying. And again, with the race day, the same thing. Live for 5 or 10 minutes, live reaction. And then after that, it's done. And then on the Monday, when everything's calmed down and we've got more information coming in from the F1, then we'll do a debrief. This will be the Monday night debrief. And this is episode 1. And my colleague for this, my partner for this in the debrief, you might have saw him on the football watch-alongs, you might have saw him in the football player picks when we used to do it for Liverpool. We have got Toto Hammer. You get it? Toto Hammer. There you go. There's Toto. How you doing, Toto?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
First episode.
Doing all right. I just want to get...
There you go. First episode of the debrief at Bahrain. Now, Mercedes, there's a lot of negativity of Mercedes online. A lot of negativity. I'm not going to fall into that. I'm not going to go there. It's too early. Too early. Way too early. We're only on race 1. Race 1. I'm not going to go into that and go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to stay focused and see how it goes. Obviously, at the moment, Red Bull are the favourites. They have got the fastest car. We know this already. We knew this at winter testing that Red Bull had the fastest car. But a lot of the drivers and a lot of the team principals are moaning because they didn't realise how fast Red Bull are. I knew they was going to be fast. And Toto knew there was going to be fast. And whoever knows about Formula 1, that studies Formula 1, like moi, knew that Red Bull was going to be fast. Now, what Mercedes have to do and the other teams have got to do is think of a way how to stop them. Now, everybody's saying, oh, what about the cost cap? They got the cost cap. They're not getting punished. The reason why they're not getting punished and the reason why this car's not getting punished, because this car was already done before they got punished. The car was already done. So this car is unaffected. The only thing what's going to affect Red Bull are if I think it's Baku, when they're like 6 races in Baku, then they ain't going to be able to upgrade. They have to like be sufficient. They have to be like, they have to be careful what they spend. They have to be careful what they spend. They can't go out and just spend like Mercedes. They're going to have less wind tunnel time. So they ain't going to be able to test the stuff. And all that's going to cost money. So they're going to kind of back away from all that. And that's the only thing where the teams have got a chance to maybe peg back just a little bit. But at the moment, the way things stand, Red Bull are obviously the clear favourites. But at the end of the day, let's see what happens. It's only race 1. Now, Alonso. Alonso. I talked about this the other day. I said that Alonso is my favourite driver in the grid alongside Lewis Hamilton. Now, that might be unpopular with certain people, but I don't really care. I've loved Lewis. I've loved Alonso from day one. I loved it when I was in the McLaren together. Listen, at the end of the day, right, whatever your personal issues are with Alonso, that's your personal issues. But with me, I think Alonso and Lewis is the two best drivers on the grid, in my opinion. I think Lewis and Alonso, the things that they can do in the car. Look how Lewis Hamilton and Alonso was racing with each other at Bahrain, and they never touched. What do you think, Toto?
I know that just shows their class and how clean they can drive. They can put on something. It was a nice move by Alonso. Usually that where we overtook, I hate that corner. Absolutely hate it.
I hate
but
it as
he
well.
done it. No contact. Just clean down the inside.
Yeah,
Hamilton respected him, gave him enough space,
exactly.
and the move paid off. And it was such a good move, man.
It was
such a good move.
Exactly. That is the art of driving. As you can see, we are joined in our garage. This is our garage. Me and Toto's garage. So usually we work at the back there. We're doing our debrief. We're taking time, have our busy schedule to do this for you guys. I'm just saying, I was only joking, guys and girls. But anyway, Alonso, yeah, that's the art of driving. The art of driving is not to hit the other opponent. To pass them, but not to hit them. And that shows you at these guys, Lewis Hamilton's 38, and I think Alonso's 41. 41 or 42 Alonso is. And that proves that them two at their age can still do that. You are born great. But it's up to you to get there. There's a lot of great people in the world. There's a lot of great people in racing and in karting that are great. But it's up to you to try and get there. Now, if that was a certain man, I'm not even going to mention no one's name, that if certain drivers was in that predicament, they would touch. But because it's Alonso and Lewis, world class. World class. So, it's obviously we're going to start with Aston Martin. The top was, as we're talking about Alonso, we must start with Aston Martin. That was a topic of the day. I know Max won the race, but obviously it was all about Alonso getting that podium, that third place. A lot of people, listen, if Alonso would have had a better qualifying, I think he could have maybe potentially been in there for a second, maybe a first, it depends, but Red Bull had the pace was too much. But Alonso didn't have a really good qualifying, and plus he got hit by his teammates at the beginning, that kind of put him off a bit. I think if Alonso would have had a better qualifying and would have been in there in the top 2 or 3, it would have been a different race for him. But it was a good race. Alonso had the ultimate grip. What do you think of Alonso's strategy, Toto? You know, his tyre thing, his tyre choice.
Yeah, Alonso's strategy. Personally, Hamilton's strategy was, let's talk about Alonso's strategy. It was a soft, hard. So we went for double softs and one hard, which is it's a good strategy. So you burn them out, you gain your positions in the first stint. You put on a fresh soft, go as fast as you can because you still got them softs on, and the soft tires are pretty quick for the time being. They can last 15 to like 20 laps, and then as soon as that tire life's over, go to the hard to the end of the race. And personally, that is a quite fast strategy for Alonso, and the strategy worked out for him. Finished third, lost a couple of positions at the beginning. Teammate hit in turn 4, but he gained.
Exactly.
He gained.
The car as well.
He did gain.
That car's got so much grip.
I know.
When he's on them soft tyres, yeah, that car has got so much grip. And you're right, Toto. You're right. The strategy what Alonso went for was the best strategy. And hats off to Stroll. Hats off to Lance Stroll's dad. A lot of people are saying Lance Stroll's dad is going to come into Formula One. He's going to spend and spend. He's going to buy all this. He's going to waste his money. And he's proving all the doubters wrong. It's proving them all wrong. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're going to do in Formula One. Obviously, Formula One is 95% mind games. If you're not strong in the head, you're going to fail. So, Lewis's strategy, what was his strategy? It was hard, soft. No, he should have went with the soft, hard, like Alonso. The turn 4 was amazing. Yeah, you're right. The turn 9 when he put the turn 4 was good where it looked like Lewis was gonna go in front and that Alonso was gonna pass him, and Alonso just let him slide a bit, innit? Now Lewis just let him go in front a bit, and then Lewis passed him. But I think when Lewis passed Alonso that time, I think that that made Alonso angry. You know, he's thinking, right,
Yeah, because
I'm gonna pass you now. You passed me this time, but I'm gonna pass you the next time. And that's what he did.
Look, that corner, in fact, strange because you passed him, and then I felt like that Alonso went wide a bit. He slipped up,
It's
and
kind of
then
Lewis kind of forced him to. Yeah.
And then Hamilton got a better exit, went ahead of him,
and then turn 9,
and then
he
they
got
went
him.
into that. Yeah.
I think it was 2 laps later. Alonso got him on turn 9, using all the additional grip that he had, and he got him on turn 9. And then once he was away, he was gone. It was like within a lap or 2, he was like a second and a half in front. And I thought that was absolutely amazing from Alonso. Hats off to Alonso, man. You got to give it him. He's like, you know, this is why I like Alonso. He's got that never give up attitude. A lot of people say they never give up, but let's face it, a lot of them do give up. But Alonso, he's got nothing to prove. He's a 2-time world champion. He's a 2-time world champion. He's a veteran at this point. Kimi's gone. I thought everybody thinks that Alonso was going to sail off into the sunset. People thought he was making a mistake, including me. I thought he was making a mistake going to Aston Martin. And now,
I said the same.
You know, I thought, what's he doing? What's he doing? And I bet Alpine thinking now, we should have gave him the 2-year contract that he wanted. And this is what they did. They stalled on the contract. And then Lance Stroll's dad phoned him up, showed him what they was going to do. And Alonso was there. It's all about making that money, and it's all about staying in Formula One and trying to win that 3rd world title. And that's what it is. He wants to win that 3rd world title. That's his goal. See what happens, though. So, Charles, what about Ferrari? What is wrong with that Ferrari car? I'm sorry for interrupting, Toto, but that Ferrari car is eating up the tyres like no one's business. What do you reckon?
Yeah, look, the strategy from Ferrari is like the car is
it's not even a strategy,
unbelievable.
I know.
Reliability as well.
I know.
The reliability. Leclerc broke down from a battery failure. That's just a shame, man.
You know, there was having problems before.
If it weren't, and it weren't for the battery failure. But Ferrari said they have high hopes that Leclerc could have finished 3rd if it weren't for the battery failure.
He would have.
Yeah.
He would have. I think he would have finished 3rd. No, I think he would have finished 2nd, and I think that maybe it would have been a battle between Alonso and Sainz. Sainz had no tyres left. For me, the Ferrari car is not good on the tyres. We know this track is high deg on the tyres. I know the race is we got Jeddah next. That's going to be a completely different race. Soul straights, less deg on the tyres. This track is high degradation on the tyres at Bahrain. We know this already. But the Ferrari car, the grip was just eating it up. Their tyre was just going. Look Alonso just passing Sainz. No grip. You know. And maybe if like we said that Charles Leclerc, if Charles Leclerc was there, I think he would have got 2nd. I think Charles Leclerc was too far ahead. But the tyres, man. You know, what do you think? What do you reckon?
Yeah. Their tyres have been wearing out too easily. Too easily, Ferrari's tyres. And they need to sort it out. Because if they want to have any chance of getting in the constructors' titles, because Red Bull's already quick. Ferrari's all over the place. Alonso finished 3rd ahead. Leclerc.
I know.
Sainz finished 5th.
I know.
It's just not good results. You don't want to get them DNFs.
I know.
and they don't want it. They don't want anymore.
That's what's going to cost them,
Don't
the
want anymore.
constructors. That's what cost them last time. I think Sainz had 3 or 4 DNS last year. Leclerc had 3, and race 1 they're getting a DNF. It's not a good sign for Ferrari. It's not a good sign. So Mercedes. Let's finish with Mercedes. Now, they were warned. Okay, they were warned that this strategy, this concept was wrong. Mercedes was. A lot of people told them. And we actually thought at one time they was going to go with a new concept, because I remember Toto coming out and saying, look, it looks like we're going to have to change the concept. I remember something like that. One of the engineers, I don't know if it's Toto, whatever, I think, or Dane Bowers, he's not there now, is that Williams? That was going to change the concept of the car. And soon as Russell got that win in Brazil of last year, they said, "Now we're going to stay with it." That was a turning point for me. Soon as Russell won that race in Brazil, that's when the Mercedes says, "Now we're going to stick with the concept." That was a mistake. Yeah. They should have went with the concept. They should have done what Lance Stroll's dad did, change it up, because the car was wrong. Everybody knows the car was wrong, but Mercedes was stubborn. We're going to stick with our way. And now look, you got Toto coming out and saying, it's going to be radical. Look, it's not like they can go out and just change the car like back in the day. They got cost cap now. And then they've got to start from scratch, and they've know who's going to give them information how to do it. Everybody's got their own way of doing it now. No one's going to give them no information. It's going to be hard for Mercedes to come back. And a lot of people are saying that Mercedes is going to take about a year. No. It's going to take about 3 years. And that's not me being negative. I'm not negative. I'm being honest. And I can wait. But can Lewis? That's the only thing. Can Lewis wait? Can you see Lewis waiting 2 to 3 years to potentially get a car? That's the question. And Mercedes' strategy, I don't think they needed to pick Lewis. Lewis could have stayed out. I know they've done it to do the undercut, but the undercut only worked for a couple of laps, and then Alonso was all over Lewis. I think they should have kept Lewis. And another thing what gets me really annoyed is when Lewis gets pitted, he always says, "My tyres are good." If your tyres are good, stay out.
I know.
Why come in? Why?
It was lap 30 when it happened.
Why come in? Yeah, why come in? Yeah, and say, "Look, and someone says come in," and then when you come in, then you start saying on the radio, "There's nothing wrong." It's too late then. It's too late. So what you reckon of Mercedes car, Toto? What do you think is Mercedes car? What do you think they need to do? And what do you think of them not changing the concept when they should have?
Toto made this decision about this concept. Toto made a decision after qualifying. So his qualifying thing says, "I give up on this car." Give up, because last year they thought it was the porpoising. Last year, the foot was the porpoising.
Yeah.
That done my head in. But now the porpoising's gone. And it's still slow.
Yeah.
And they're still slow.
Yeah.
And this Mercedes car needs to be changed.
Look
at Aston Martin now. They've made the right decision. It's paying off.
I'm not giving up on Mercedes, though. I'm not giving up on Mercedes.
I'm not saying I'm giving up.
I still think. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying that they should have listened and changed it last year, and then when this year started, they would have had a new car, new concept, and all these side pods, no side pods, no side pods. The car's wrong. The car looks too draggy, and it's too much drag. The car is wrong, and they should have changed it when everybody said to change it, and then never. And now, this is what happens. As my mum always used to say, you can't hear, must feel.
Yeah.
And that's what it is now. They're going to feel it, because this is the era of Red Bull. This is it. That's the way it is. It's the era of Red Bull. Some people say it was made that way. Some people say it wasn't made that way. I tend to agree with the first one, that the regulations were made for Red Bull. They changed because the only person who had the expert in the ground effect, he had a thesis in the ground effect, was Adrian Newey. So obviously that's got something to do with it. And the punishment that they got last year with the cost cap hasn't really affected him because the car is amazing already. That car is fast. And that's just the way it is. The other teams have to catch up, and that's the way it is. And that's a fact of the matter. The undercut didn't work on lap 31. Russell got passed by Stroll. That never happened at all last season. Lap 37, when they pitted Lewis, they shouldn't have pitted him. And that's it, man. That's just the way it is. The Mercedes needs to go back to not just Mercedes. Ferrari needs to go back to the drawing board. Mercedes needs to go back to the drawing board. There's a lot, and the only one at the moment, which I never thought I'd hear myself saying it, and hats off to them. Hats off to Aston Martin. That's the only team that can come even close at the moment. Maybe Ferrari, but the only thing with Ferrari is reliability. At the moment, Aston Martin's the only car what looks actually convincing. Maybe they could get even close to Red Bull. So this is the era of Red Bull, and that's it. It's the era of Red Bull. The era has begun. The era of Max Verstappen with the car, and that's just the way it is. Unless Mercedes can do something about it, and I'm still holding out hope for Mercedes. I'm not going to put them down. That's my team, and I'm going to have hope for Mercedes in the future. So this is the end of the debrief. This is the debrief episode 1. Toto looks like he's tired. He's going to have to go to bed now, probably. I don't know. Don't tell me. I don't care. Anyway, this is Solo P1 signing out. All my social media, if you want to contact me on Twitter, you want to listen to my podcast, you want to follow me on Twitch, click where it says scan me. There. Scan my code. There. You see the code there? Scan the code where it says scan me. The app will open and all my socials will be on there. And just go and follow. Show me some love. And Toto's links are below as well. And that's it, man. Toto, you got anything to say, bro? You want to...
Nah, nothing to say. I just say...
you got your fingers coming out. You got your stuff coming out this week, ain't you? Some stuff.
Yeah.
What you got coming out this week?
I might, like I said last week, I might do some midweek predictions of the races and that. Just quick little 5 or 10 minute predictions about who's going to be my top 3 and who's going to do qualifying and all that.
Are you streaming this week
as well? I might do that this week. Yeah, I might stream F1, Gran Turismo. I just gotta get my games updated.
That's it, man. So I'm gonna be off now. I'm just see what's on there. I'm going to be off. And that's it, man, guys. That's the end. Episode 1 in the bag. Episode 1 of the debrief in Bahrain. The next debrief will be in 2 weeks after Saudi Arabia. And again, it'll be on the Monday. Most likely, it's going to be most Mondays. If it isn't, it's because we're doing something, or I'm doing something, or Toto's doing something. But most likely, it's going to be Monday. So see you later, guys. I'm off to bed myself. I am so tired. See you later, guys.